The Arabian Sea. 2:45 in the afternoon. It was supposed to be a quiet shift on the water, the kind of day where the ocean looks like polished glass and the salty breeze feels like peace. Before we dive into the absolute madness of what happened next, drop a comment and tell me what part of the world you are reading this from. Now, close your eyes and picture this. $13 billion of fuel, untouchable American muscle coming through the waves. The USS Gerald R. It is not just a ship, it is a floating, breathing fortress of democracy. Then, ripping through the calm radio waves, came the frantic, terrified screams. Mayday, mayday, total engine failure, we are going down, begging for an emergency landing. It was a lie. A brilliant, sick, and completely shameless lie designed to exploit the very best part of human nature. 6 Iranian heavy transport helicopters, stripped of all their markings and painted flash gray to hide their true colors, came screaming out of the sky. The crew on the flight deck scrambled, bringing stretchers and fire zones, ready to save lives. But the very second those heavy wheels slammed onto the steel deck, the illusion violently shattered. The cargo doors did not reveal dying pilots or busted engines. They revealed the darkest nightmare of martial threat, the Shadow Legion. 60 elite killers burst from the bellies of those pilots like a cold furnace into the power. They were armed to the teeth, wielding heavy assault rifles and carrying enough specialized explosives to level the city. Their opening move was pure, unadulterated victory. Without a second of hesitation, they unleashed a blinding wall of losing, unarmed ground crews who had rushed forward to help. 15 brave sailors dropped in sea, their blood pooling on the dark anti-space coating of the Union. The invaders did not stop there. They started bringing barbaric grenades right into the delicate nucleus of $100 million stealth fighters, turning mechanical models into blazing infernos. But they did not just want to break it. Their plan was so deeply arrogant as bordering into a 1,000-ton nuclear device. They wanted to capture America and naval prize, hold a crew of thousands hostage. Let us rewind 4 days to see how this beautiful day turned into a slaughter. Deep inside a reinforced mountain bunker in Bandar, the most ruthless minds of the Iranian military took up Operation Eternity. At the head of the table sat General R. He knew perfectly well that if he sent fast boats or cruise missiles at the USS Gerald R, the ship and naval auto-defense wing would sweep them out of the sky 100 miles away. So he weaponized human empathy. He used the global emergency SWAT code, knowing that strict maritime law and basic human decency would force the Americans to clear the deck for an aircraft in distress. Inside those 6 unmarked choppers, the 60 men were brainwashed with visions of eternal glory. They carried shaped charges specifically designed to blind the radar awareness and cripple the electromagnetic catapult. Their delusional plan was to split up, storm the control tower, slaughter the civil officers, and fight their way down to the twin nuclear reactors to threaten a catastrophic meltdown. They honestly thought they could bring a superpower to its knees against that job. What a spectacular, fatal miscalculation. They could feel the The USS Gerald R is not just a boat. Its dual reactors generate enough limitless energy to run a major metropolis for decades without ever. Its electromagnetic catapults can throw 30-ton fighter jets into the sky in a literal heartbeat, and its thick armored layers can shrug off almost any blast known to man. It bristles with rolling airframe missiles and automated Gatling guns that can vomit over 4,000 rounds a minute. A transport chopper flying into that kill zone without permission should have been turned into falling confetti in 2 seconds flat. But the real wall the Shadow Legion hit was not made of composite steel or titanium. It was made of people. 4,500 of them, including nearly 200 hardened U.S. Marines trained specifically to clear out narrow, dark corridors and close-quarters ship combat. The invaders thought they held the ultimate trump card, but their element of surprise lasted exactly 3 minutes. The deafening wail of the general quarters alarm shrieked through every single compartment of the massive ship. This was no drill. and the crew knew it. Those Marines boiled up from the lower decks like angry ghosts rising from the deep. They did not panic. They moved with a terrifying, practiced precision that only comes from years of relentless training. The Iranian Commandos tried to use the parked stealth fighters for cover, but they were hopelessly lost in a massive steel maze they did not understand. Up in the island tower, American gunners unleashed absolute hell. 50 caliber machine guns roared to life, spitting fire from above and shredding the thin metal of the helicopter, tearing through anyone foolish enough to step out into the open. Down in the cramped emergency stairwells, it devolved into a bloody, brutal night fight. No one offered mercy, and absolutely none was asked for.
This being our third
the Shadow Legion fought like cornered animals, but the Americans fought like gods of war defending their home. 24 minutes. That is all it took. The flight deck went dead silent, save for the hiss of fire extinguishers and the crackle of burning helicopter wreckage. All 60 commandos were wiped from the face of the earth. Not a single one survived to see the inside of a holding cell. Not a single one got anywhere near those nuclear reactors. America lost incredibly brave souls that day, but they sent an undeniable, permanent message to the globe. Step onto an American carrier uninvited, and you are not making history, you are just digging your own mass grave. The attackers made so many fatal mistakes it is hard to count. They thought they could outsmart artificial intelligence tracking cameras that monitor every inch of the deck. They thought they could outgun the terrifying speed of automated naval defenses.
I think it's going really well.
They thought parking jets would save them, not realizing they had just trapped themselves in a steel cage with thousands of furious Americans armed with next-generation night vision and thermal optics that can see body heat through walls. They thought capturing 5,000 hostages was a stroke of genius, completely forgetting they were locking themselves inside a floating city with a highly trained army. They forgot the ultimate rule. An aircraft carrier is mobile American soil. If you thought the United States was going to stop, catch their breath, and form an investigative committee, you do not know the modern military. 12 minutes after the first shot was fired, while the deck was still slick with water and blood, those electromagnetic catapults that the invaders thought they broke were working flawlessly. 24 stealth fighters and Super Hornets tore into the sky, screaming out for vengeance. This was not a defensive patrol. It was a satellite-guided death sentence. Within 15 minutes, the coastal base where those helicopters took off was totally erased from the map. Runways, fuel dumps, and heavy hangars were vaporized into massive pillars of fire reaching hundreds of feet into the air. Not a single helicopter had time to spin its rotors. Not a single technician had time to run for cover. They wiped out the weapons and the very possibility of them ever being rebuilt. Then, the fleet turned its sights on the Shadow Legion headquarters. Bunker-busting bombs drove deep into the Rocky Mountains of Bandar Abbas, punching through thick reinforced concrete like it was wet paper. They turned General Al-Hadi and Apos as fortified underground command center into his permanent tomb. The strategists who had just been raising glasses to Operation Eternity were instantly reduced to unidentifiable ash. There were no negotiations. There were no warnings on the radio. In exactly 1 hour, every single piece of infrastructure tied to the operation was scrubbed from existence. Iran wanted to humiliate the United States for 24 minutes, so the United States canceled their entire military future in 60. It was not a measured, proportional response. It was sheer, unapologetic, absolute military overkill, specifically designed to strike eternal, freezing terror into the bones of anyone watching. The U.S. Navy does not just run firefighters, they end them forever. What do you think about this brutal, catastrophic miscalculation? Is there any nation left on earth crazy enough to ever try something like this? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And do not forget to hit like and subscribe so you never miss these wild military scenarios. Thank you so much for reading. Arrogance might buy you a few seconds of surprise, but the wrath of a sleeping giant will buy you an eternity of silence.